Well, hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Bob's Music Time. It's so Hillbilly Bob coming at you one more time. And today I got a special guest, Mr. Mike Mars. That comes from up in Davison. Right, Mike?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're going to have to get into that mic a little bit because we want
All
to hear
right.
you, Mike.
Well, that may change.
Last time we done a show, Mike, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And as always, I love hearing the banjo.
Still?
Still.
Still,
Yeah,
wow.
it might be part of the heritage that I have. I don't know.
We even had a blooper edition, thanks to the banjo player.
Yeah, but you can't have everything.
No.
Jeez. I tell everybody I'm not quite perfect. I'm working on it. But anyhow, I hope we have a good show picked out for you today, and going to do some just basically old country. And Mike's going to sing a couple songs, and if we don't burn the mics up, we're going to try a couple more. All right, we're going to start off with one that's it's been a hit a couple times. The first time it was, I believe, back in the 30s, and then Pat Boone had a hit off of it, and then I'm doing a Mac Wiseman version of Love Letters in the Sand. On a day like today, we pass the time away, writing love letters in the sand. How you laugh when I cried each time I watched the tide take our love letters in the sand. You made a vow that you would always be true, but somehow that vow meant nothing at all to you. Now my poor heart just aches with every wave that breaks over love letters in the sand. Here we go, Mike. Now the sunbeam kissed the sand, my fate was in your hand the day I met you, dear. Though I find you gone, your memory lingers on. I can't forget you, dear. On a day like today, we pass the time away, writing love letters in the sand. How you laughed when I cried each time I watched you time take our love letters in the sand. You made a vow that you would always be true, but somehow that vow meant nothing at all to you. Now my poor heart just aches with every wave that breaks over love letters in the sand. I know most of you folks have probably never heard that version, but you've heard it, haven't you, Mike?
Oh, yeah, lots of times.
I have to say that probably two of my favorite bluegrass artists, a lot of times not even considered bluegrass, and that's Mac Wiseman and Larry Sparks.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, Mac Wiseman does songs and he puts pedal steels in them, and Larry Sparks, he's I love the guy, but I guess the traditional bluegrass people don't think he's bluegrass. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? He's actually one of the other guys. He's an eyelash from country, but he's got a big following in bluegrass music.
That is true. Here's another one I'll probably get a tag on. This is one that actually I understand that this started being written by Bob Dylan, and then Old Crow Medicine
Old Crow.
Show. Yeah, they come along and somehow they was a co-writer in there. But anyhow, and then Darius Rucker got a hold of it and just blew it out of the water. And of course, here's Bob and Mike's version of The Wagon Wheel. heading down south to the land of the pine, thumbing my way into North Carolina, staring up the road, pray to God I see a headline. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Running from the cold up in New England, was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. My baby plays a guitar and Mike picks a banjo now. The North Country winters keep a-getting me down. Lost my money playing poker, so I had to leave town. But I ain't going back to living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Walking to the south, out of Roanoke, caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long toke, but he's heading west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. And I gotta get a move on before the sun. Hear my baby calling my name, I know that she's the only one. If I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Hey there, mama, rock me. All right, moving right along. Now, Mike mentioned earlier, he said, you know, I've never heard this song done this way. And I got a feeling, Mike, that when I put this on YouTube, some of your bluegrass buddies may throw rotten apples at you. Again. But, you know.
Well, the good news is there's some good pictures coming out of bluegrass music today because of that, though.
Well, you know, I've always loved to do songs differently, you know, and I think there's a term for it called artistic expression.
That's not the term they told me I was doing.
Oh, it wasn't?
It wasn't even close.
Wasn't even close? No. They used a few expletives, right?
Yes. Might have.
Yeah, and how about that? A 50-cent word out of a hillbilly. Yeah. Imagine that.
You got you one of them thesauruses, don't you?
But anyway, this is a song, I don't know who wrote it. It goes way back in years, and I know that I have a recording of it by Ralph Stanley. Larry Sparks, I have a recording of it by Tom T. Hall. And of course, as always, my version of it. And I appreciate Mike I appreciate you putting your input on it because I know it's not a traditional bluegrass, but here we go. On a long, lonesome journey I am going. Oh, my sweet little darling, don't you cry. For in shackles and chains they will take me to a prison to live till I die. And each night through the bar I will gaze at the stars. My dreams, dear, for you, so in vain. A piece of stone I will use for my pillow while I'm sleeping in shackles and chains. Put your arms through these bars once more, my darling. Let me kiss those sweet lips I love best. In sorrow they were my consolation, and in sadness my haven of rest. And each night through the bar I will gaze at the stars. My dreams did for you so in vain. A piece of stone I will use for my pillow while I'm sleeping in shackles and chains. While I'm sleeping in shackles and chains. You think maybe Bella Flack might have done any better?
It was Bella Button. It was his cousin. You probably heard of him.
No, I haven't.
You didn't?
But then again, there's a lot of things I don't know about, and a whole lot of things I wish I didn't know about.
No, I really like that arrangement. That's good
Thank
stuff.
you. Thank you. Like I said, I got to do things a little differently. I mean, you can look at my guitars and tell that. That's why I kind of fell out of place up there last Saturday night at the Bluegrass Festival, you know.
What do they know?
Anyway, are you and your band still picking up at the Moose Club?
No, actually, that has kind of run its course, and we're looking for a place that we hope we've narrowed one down. I don't want to say we've got it yet because we don't, but I'm hoping that we're going to be able to continue it through the fall again. We do have a couple jobs coming up in Lowell, Michigan. The Western Michigan Bluegrass Association have their festival up there, and that's June 26th, 7th, and 8th. And I believe June 26th we're playing at the Owasso Amphitheater.
Oh.
And the real good news, it's free. So we expect a full house.
Well, the last weekend in June for the last, I think, 18 years, I have been down at Waterford Historical Days and on Hatchery Road. So if any of you folks out there is watching, you want something to do that weekend, you can either go see Mike or you can come see me, and obviously both of them's free, so that makes it even better. Yeah. Now, it's time for you to sing one or two, Mike.
All right.
And of course, we've only rehearsed this about one half of a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I appreciate you put the disclaimer right out there, right off the bat. So. That was a good time to go get a bag of Fritos or something.
There you go. You first mentioned this song the other day. I was thinking in the back of my head, I know I've heard that song. I know I heard it, you know. Well, I bought the CD when it first came out, and that's been probably 15 or so years ago or more. And boy, it's a great, great CD. And then, of course, at the end, we're talking about Vince Gill, what I'm talking about is. And Vince Gill is doing this tune, and at the end of the CD, he does it bluegrass style. So here's Mike doing a little tune called High Lonesome Sound.
Whenever I'm feeling lonely, whenever I'm feeling blue, I start thinking about my blue-eyed darling, and my heart starts yearning for you. Wanna hit that high, lonesome sound, 'cause my sweet baby ain't around. When my mind's got me down, wanna hit that high, lonesome sound. When I'm lost in an ocean of darkness, not knowing which way I should turn, my eyes are filled with the sadness of knowing you'll never return. Hit that high, lonesome sound, 'cause my sweet baby ain't around. When my mind's got me down, wanna hit that high, lonesome sound. Wanna hit that high, lonesome sound, 'cause my sweet baby ain't around. When my life's got me down, wanna hit that high, lonesome sound. Wanna hit that high, lonesome sound.
High Lonesome Sound. You know, there ain't nothing like that High Lonesome Sound.
No, sir.
There's a whole lot of people out there trying to imitate Ralph Stanley, but nobody ever done it yet. All right, here's another little tune that is a George Jones tune. We're going to do a couple of them today. He's going to do a little more up-tempo, and I'm going to do a really sad one. But nevertheless, right now...
Well, this is up-tempo and sad, as it works out.
You know, a lot of times it's that way.
Yeah. Where you can dance to misery.
I never thought of it in that way.
Oh, if you play bluegrass music, you have to. They're all sad songs, and at the end of somebody shooting the dog or the cabin burned down, somebody says everybody dance.
You know, I've got a CD by Steve Earle, and he's doing a bluegrass CD, and he says, you know, they just ain't writing no cheating songs anymore, no murder songs anymore. No. You know, there used to be a lot of them back in the 30s and 40s, you know. But anyway, here's a little tune called "The Race Is On."
I feel tears welling up, going deep inside, like my heart sprung a big break. And a stab of loneliness, sharp but painful, that I may never shake. You could say I was taking it hard, Lord, you wrote me off with a call. Don't you wager that I'll hide my sorrow when I may lay right down and bawl. Now the race is on and here comes pride up the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back and they're trying not to fall. My heart's out of the running, too love to scratch for another's sake. The race is on and it looks like heartaches, and the winner loses all. One day I ventured in love and never once suspected what the final result would be. Oh, how I lived in fear of waking up each morning finding that you're gone from me. This aching and paining in my heart for the day was the one I hated to face. Somebody new come along the winner and I came out in second place. Now the race is on and here comes pride up the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back and they're trying not to fall. My heart's out of the running, too love to scratch for another's sake. The race is on and it looks like heartaches, and the winner loses all. Now the race is on and here comes pride up the backstretch. Heartaches are moving to the inside. My tears are holding back and they're trying not to fall. My heart's out of the running, too love to scratch for another's sake. The race is on and it looks like heartaches, and the winner loses all. Me too.
I had a real experience trying to get all those lyrics into that song. A whole lot of lyrics in a little short time. Here's another one that I really like, and I don't know who wrote this one either, but it's been around in the bluegrass world for a long time, it seems. Called "I'd Rather Be in Some Dark Holler." And if you're from Kentucky, you know what I'm talking about.
You can pronounce that, can't you?
I did. I know how to say banjo.
Yes, you do.
Here we go. I'd rather be in some dark holler where the sun don't ever shine than to be home alone, just knowing that you're gone. That would cause me to lose my mind. So blow your whistle, freight train, take me farther on down that old track. Well, I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'd rather be in some dark hollow where the sun don't ever shine than to be home alone, just knowing that you're gone. That would cause me to lose my mind. So blow your whistle, freight train, take me farther on down that old track. Well, I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. So blow your whistle, freight train, take me farther on down that old track. Well, I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm a-going, but I ain't coming back. I'm a-going, but I ain't coming back.
Nice work.
I like that song. I always have. I don't know if you've heard Dwight Yoakam's version.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, pretty good too. And you know, you mentioned Dwayne Eddy. The band that I had for so many years, we took a road trip down to the Cleveland Rock and Roll Hall of Fame down there. And my wife will tell you that there's probably nose prints and fingerprints on the glass where Dwayne Eddy's equipment was, because I stood there and I just love Dwayne Eddy. Now, here's another one we're probably going to catch some static on, because it's an old bluegrass tune that I've done just a little bit different.
Just a
tad
little
bit. Darling, I have come to tell you, though it almost breaks my heart, that before the morning, darling, we'll be many miles apart. Don't that road look rough and rocky? Don't that sea look wide and deep? Don't my baby look the sweetest when she's in my arms, sweet? Don't you hear the night birds calling far across the deep blue sea? While of others you are thinking, won't you sometimes think of me? Don't that road look rough and rocky? Don't that sea look wide and deep? Don't my baby look the sweetest when she's in my arms asleep? kiss before I leave you. One more kiss before we part. You have caused me lots of trouble, darling, you have broke my heart. Don't that road look rough and rocky? Don't that sea look wide and deep? Don't my baby look the sweetest when she's in my arms asleep? Now don't that road look rough and rocky? Don't that sea look wide and deep? Don't my baby look the sweetest when she's in my arms asleep? Got to get that last little marimba in there.
It's like the Jimmy Buffett Mountain Boys or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Well, you know, I mentioned earlier, you know, I like songs that's just a little bit different, you know, and that's probably why I do a solo most of the time.
That's why you work by yourself.
That's why I work by myself. You know, the computer don't talk back to me. It just does whatever I tell it to do, you know. Here's another great song. In fact, I've done this on the last show, but I like it so much, I'm going to do it again with Mike here. And there's a little tune called I Heard It in a Love Song. Never been with a woman long enough for my boots to get old. We've been together so long now they both need resold. And if I ever settle down, you'd be my kind. So it's a good time for me to head on down the line. Heard it in a love song. Heard it in a love song. Heard it in a love song. Can't be wrong. I'm the kind of man that likes to get away. I like to start dreaming about tomorrow today. Never said that I love you, even though it's so. There's a duffel bag of mine and it's time to go. Heard it in a love song. Heard it in a love song. Heard it in a love song. Can't be wrong. Gonna be leaving at the break of dawn. Wish you could come along, but I don't need no woman tagging along. I sneak out that door, couldn't stand to see you cry. I'd stay another year if I saw a teardrop in your eye. Heard it in a love song, heard it in a love song, heard it in a love song. Can't be wrong. I never had a darn thing but what I had to leave it behind. You're the hardest thing I ever tried to get off of my mind. Always something greener on the other side of that hill. I was born a wrangler and a rambler, and I guess I always will. Heard it in a love song, heard it in a love song, heard it in a love song. Can't be wrong. Such a great song. You done mighty fine on that, Mike. I recall talking to you a week or two back, and you told me a story about Marshall Tucker.
Oh.
Come on, let's hear it.
And it's not actually the song we're going to be doing. It's called Fire on the Mountain. And I went to see the Marshall Tucker Band again, and they were one of the best live bands I had ever seen. And I was at Pine Knob, as they called it then, and some of us still call it.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't pay real close attention to where I had parked. Sounds like a similar, earlier story.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It looked like it was going to start raining, so I thought I'd leave second or third encore, and I beat it up to the top of the hill, and as I was going out, they came on one more time, and they played Fire on the Mountain. Coincidentally, with the lightning that was flashing all over the place, and I thought, well, I'll hear it from the parking lot. By the time I found my truck, there was one truck in the parking lot, and it's about 70 acres, and I was soaked to the bone, and I said, and I was sitting down then. There was no real reason to run between the drops or nothing like that. And I thought, well, there it is. Thank you for the Fire on the Mountain song.
Well, you know, I had that song in the program today. I was going to do it, and I just...
In honor of me getting soaked that night, you're not good.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm just not comfortable doing it yet, so I opted for another tune by George Jones. It's another one of them sad songs, but it's just something about this tune that I really like. And I was searching around on YouTube, and God, I love YouTube because you can go on YouTube and just find all kinds of stuff. And I found a version of Elvis Costello doing this tune, and he does a wonderful job, just wonderful job on it. And I think George Jones, though, had the first recording of it. And once again, here's our version of a little tune called It's a Good Year for the Roses. I can hardly stand the sight of lipstick on the cigarettes there in the ashtray. Lying cold the way you left them, but at least your lips caressed them while you packed. Or the lip print on the half-filled cup of coffee that you poured and didn't drink. But at least you thought you wanted it so much more than I can say for me. What a good year for the roses. Many blooms still linger there. The lawn could stand another mowing. Funny, I don't even care. And as you turn to walk away, the door behind roses. The only thing I have to say, it's been a good year for the roses. After 3 full years of marriage, it's the first time that you haven't made the bed. I guess the reason we're not talking, there's so little left to say we haven't said. While a million thoughts go racing through my mind, I find I haven't said a word. While from the bedroom, the familiar sound of a baby's crying goes unheard. What a good year for the roses. Many blooms still linger there. Lawn could stand another mowing. Funny, I don't even care. As you turn to walk away, as the door behind you closes, the only thing I have to say, it's been a good year for the roses. The only thing I have to say, it's been a good year for the roses. What a song. What a song. I don't know, these writers come up with such great songs and I can't write squat.
You'd like to think they weren't personal experiences.
Yeah, you would think, you know. Anyway, that about does it for our show today. I hope you appreciated it. I hope you like 1 or 2 of the songs we've done. I'd like to thank Mike for coming down and playing some banjo.
Thank you for having me, Bob. Appreciate it. It was a good
Always
time.
a pleasure when you come down, Mike. I know you just make that banjo sound so good, and I'll.
You sprung for lunch too. most importantly, that's why I'm here, son. I should.
Well, you know,
Not true.
it was a pleasure and a privilege. And till we meet again, may God bless you and try to stay out of trouble because somebody's always watching. Bye-bye now.